Hello and welcome to this new video. Today I want to talk about Paladin and how I am playing it. A few hours ago I done a German guide, so if you're German people you can watch this. I am linking it in the video description below. And just get started with the English one. As the Insignias, I use in every slot I can the insignia of prosperity. To get as much life as I can with the lowest cost. Because the fortitude insignias are much more expensive than the prosperity ones. So I just use 2 of them. In the slots I cannot use a prosperity one. The only important insignia bonus is the clarity of the skull for the stamina regeneration and the movement speed you gain. As a mount, I would recommend an Water Ceratops or the epic one of it to get the maximum HP with the stalwart equipped power with 50,000 or 25,000 HP. So as a companion, I use the goldfish. Because I just it don't make much sense to use it because it's as good as any other companion, but I think it looks fucking great. But you can choose any other companion you want who is an augment companion to get the extra bonus stats. So, 50 bindings as on every companion. This is my companion gear, just on my full tank setup. In this offense slots here, I use the enhanced runestones for more power, but at the moment they are on my main, the Hunter Ranger. So normally here they are the 15s of the empowered, I think it names with the with power. So here I would recommend the armor break to deal more damage to the enemy. These companions here are just for to get this maximum at most HP as you can get. Here a little bit power too, some awareness who you don't need. But this companion gives 16,000 HP. This companion 2. Here I choose the Red Dragon Iron Stone cause of the 10% incoming heal bonus. And when I take this, I can change something on my Boons. But I will explain that later. And on the utility slot, I take the Energon. Let me check if it names so in English. This one, yeah, Energon. Yeah, I choose this just to get as maximum HP as I can. With this too, sure I can put here in an one with 16,000 HP, but when I put here the 10% incoming heal bonus, I can go to the Boons from a Stronghold and choose this here to the HP. I get 32,000. And this one here is the Revive Sickness boon to lower the effect of the Revive Sicknesses massively. In the offense slot, I would recommend the Power boon, just to have more power to deal more damage. The campaign boons, I have the Power and the Life in all ranks. Then the movement speed and the companion influence. But the companion influence is pretty low in its effect, but yeah, what else should I take? It's nothing else here. What I say, yeah, I need it. And the controller's resistance to don't get kicked through the whole room every time. In the tier 5, I take the incoming heal and the stamina regeneration to get my shield up faster. And in the Master Boon, I take the this one, cause it's a chance to reflect the incoming damage back to my enemy, and it's pretty nice. It's still quite a bit of damage. Not that much, but it's the best of these Master Boons for tanks. So, let's continue with the powers. I use, at the Admirals, I use the Radiant Slam and the Awe Strike. Normally, I just at the beginning use the Radiant Slam to charge to the enemy, and from that on I only use the Awe Strike just to hold the aggro, cause I am taking the aggro with the Smite, and then hold it with the Awe Strike. So I don't need to waste any of my divinity to hold the aggro, because the aggro power don't need divinity, the smite need it. Sometimes when I have really big DPS, like in TOMM, sometimes, not often, but sometimes I need the Vow of Enmity. So it's just a safety power, and to have an aggro, a very good aggro power who don't need divinity. And especially when I take Inigo as solo tank in TOMM, I need the damage resistance for the Absolution to take the orbs from stack 4 to stack 8, something like that. Stack 9 I didn't got till today. I only survived the 8 stack. At the 9 stack I every time died. I said the Night Orb. I had 8 stacks and then I died. As a daily, I would recommend the Divine Judgment to have a little bit more DPS in dungeons like the LOM, and the Heroism to survive the orbs at the 7th or 8th stacks, also 7th or 8th orb at 6 or 7 stacks. So in some other dungeons like LOM or lower, you can change at the account or something. You can choose at LOM I recommend Smite, Sacred Weapon and Relentless Avenger at the first boss, Acturia. At the second boss I go for Smite, Templar's Wrath, and normally with the Relentless Avenger. But if the healer is not that good and I have all of the golems at me, I take the Absolution too to survive it much more easily, sometimes without a tank, if there aren't above 10 loads on the Warworm. And at the end boss I go for Smite, Templar's Wrath, and most time Absolution 2 to tank the Scorpions more easily. So, in the class features I take the Aura of Wailer to make it more easily for me to hold the aggro versus high DPS, and the Divine Challenger to make Smite a safe aggro take for me. That every time I press Smite, I'm at the top of the DPS list and got the aggro, top of the aggro list and got the aggro safe. So when I press a Smite and then the Awe Strike, nearly no DPS can take the aggro from me. So, the feats. The first feat, it's pretty easy to choose it, cause I never use the healing encounter, so sometimes I use the Sacred Weapon, so I just use it. Second, it's the same, I never use the Burning Light. Only sometimes in lower dungeons here the Bane. This feat makes that sometimes with my at will powers, my next Bane don't need Divine. It's pretty nice sometimes. And the third one, you can choose it on your own preference. I prefer the top one. I think it's just a little bit better. Other tanks say the bottom is better. just on what you like more to play. The fourth one is completely useless. You don't need to take it cause it's only boost this or this daily, and you don't use them cause they are crap, especially in TOMM. And the last one, only the bottom one makes sense, cause the top one don't give the resistance, and you need the resistance from your tap. And yeah, it makes your tap better, especially when it's combining with the block it's gained to the Divine Palisade. It's really strong. So let's jump into the one of the last parts here of this guide, the equipment and the stats with the ability scores. The ability scores I would recommend Constitution and Dexterity, just cause of the maximum hit points and the AP reg of the Constitution, and the Dexterity and the movement speed, Dexterity and the movement speed of the Dexterity. Because with more movement speed, I'm much faster at the bosses and at the trash mobs, so I can take the aggro before my allies can take it. But it's every time much easier to take the aggro at first than to take it from another player. And the Constitution logic for more HP and AP reg for this daily here, for my second daily heroism. I don't use the strength, cause the bonus for stamina regeneration you won't need, cause with my setup you gain 60% stamina regeneration, and that's really enough. You need about 50%, more you don't need. Even as a solo tank, it's 50% is enough. So then let's go to the equipment. At the helm I use the Significant Helm of the Successor, the maximum HP. When I get a 1010 one, I will swap to that, cause the equip power is pretty useless. For the armor I wanna have another one, but at the moment I don't get it, and for the arms too. These two are not that good. If I get them, I would like to change to this one, Barkhide. For the equip power that I take 3% less damage. This is pretty nice. And this equip power from this arm here with the 3% less damage from range attacks is pretty nice too, because it stacks with the 3% less damage from range attacks from this ring, and it's like the offense 3% boost, it stacks 2 times, not 3, but 2 times it stacks. So as an armor enchantment, I'm use the Elven Battle enchantment to get much more stamina regeneration, and I get it on nearly 60%, which is pretty much enough. And in my offense slots, I would recommend an area offense slot and 10% enchantment on different ranks. A few days ago I tested them, and on different ranks they stack. On same ranks I didn't test it till now. I think later today I tested. I write down it in the description if it stacks or not in the same rank. As a weapon, I use the new Lionheart weapon set from the new dungeon TOMM. Actually with the modification for Off Strike and the Bronzewood enchantment. The 2 offense slots here I would change to Tenebrous 2 soon. In my shield I use the maximum hit points and a good celerity. Just cause here 2.5%, it's nonsense. 5% command influence is buggy. Control assistance, Y, control bonus is useless. The regeneration you have here 60%, so you don't need 65. So for me, I think it's best to use the Crucerity to deal a bit more damage, and with more damage you can hold the aggro a little bit easier. And the feats, I use the at the moment the Successor ones too, but as soon as I get one I use the 1010 ones just for more HP, if they have the same equip bonus. Cause I like it to, cause it boosts my combat advantage a little bit to do a bit more damage. And the HP boost from 990 to 1010 is pretty low, so it's don't worth it. And on all utility slots I take tactical enchantments to get my incoming heal bonus as high as I can. Cause with, like, I have the 800 HP, it's pretty hard for the healers to heal you from 0 to 100, from 1 to 100 life when you don't have incoming heal bonus. So now, for example, if without any incoming heal bonus, your healer heals you for 100,000 HP, your healer now with heals you for 183,000 HP. It's really strong. As the artifact said, I use the ones from the Erratic Drift Globe, just for the defense bonus in the AoE. It's pretty nice at the end damage check of TOMM or something. It just gives much HP and Conan, that's what's necessary for me when I choose the set. The ring and the ring are just 2 with death slots, and to fit my stats I would show you after the equipment on the caps, together with the companion gear. The shirt and the trousers are just 190 ones. Maybe I put the 120 ones in when they are better. Maybe this one, when he had 4000 more crit avoidance, I would put it in here. If it has a lower crit avoidance, I won't change it, because I need it to get on the cap. As an active artifact, I use the Headless Blast Scepter just to get the 6000 HP, 3000 power, and this one too with the 6000 HP. And this two I choose because of the 4000 HP and the 1000 power each. Because more power means more damage, means more aggro generation. And more HP means more survivability. So, let's come to the last part of this guide, the cap stats. For TOMM it's enough to get defense stats as 80k defense, 80k deflect, awareness you completely don't need, because the only time in TOMM you get into the Hellister get into a combat advantage to you is when you are between a Hellister and an ice, and that's normally no time happens. So why you take it in every other dungeon, it's pretty useless too, cause the enemies are in front of you and normally not behind you. Then a critical avoidance. Normally the cap is 85,000, but when your divinity decrease, your crit avoidance decrease too. At 0 divinity you have 10k less crit avoidance than with full divinity. So you should have 95,000 crit avoidance, just to make sure you have every time capped or overcapped crit avoidance, and there's no orb can crit. Because if they are an orb crit after the third one and a later orb crits, then you're dead, sure dead. You can nothing do against it. So you should have capped it. After you have your death stats, I would recommend to take your off stats as much power as you can. With my here I have about 108,000 power. My 80,000 armor penetration, 80,000 critical strike. Normally I would recommend 80,000 accuracy, but at my TOMM layout I can't reach it. On my LOM and lower setup I take this ring instead of this one, with a little bit less HP, but more accuracy to do more damage. Echo advantage is no chance to get it at cap. I didn't find a way to get it at cap, maybe there is a way, but I don't know it. So, and modification of the head armor, arms and feats, I would recommend the maximum HP. And on the neck, 2 rings and the waist, I would recommend the stamina regeneration, 2.2%. It's just a bit, but it will help you to get the 50% and maybe more. If more is better, but I think 50% is enough. But more is every time better. Yeah. That was it for today with my Paladin guide. Just feel free to leave a comment If you have any more questions, if you wanna request a video, maybe another guide or something else, we should make a video about it. Write it in the comments below too. If you like the video, hit the like button, maybe leave a subscription. Then I would say bye and see you next time.